I'm Lynda Kinkade in Atlanta. As we continue with our coverage of Russia's attack on Ukraine, I want to give you some more reaction from the international community. Protesters are taking to the streets in dozens of cities across Russia, some chanting no to war. But they are facing a police crackdown. An independent monitoring group says more than 1,500 people have been arrested. Jailed opposition leader Alexei Navalny released a video condemning the war, saying Vladimir Putin unleashed it to distract from problems at home. The leaders of the G7 countries, along with top European Union and NATO officials, are strongly condemning the invasion. In a joint statement, they're accusing Russia of reintroducing war to the European continent. And they say Vladimir Putin has, quote, put himself on the wrong side of history. NATO Secretary General was among those attending that G7 meeting that was virtual today. It came as NATO put hundreds of planes and ships on alert and announced plans to further extend its forces on the alliance's eastern flank. The US has just announced that it's sending 7,000 additional troops to Europe. Jens Stoltenberg is calling Russia's invasion a brutal act of war.
Peace on our continent has been shattered. We now have war in Europe on a scale and of a type we thought belonged to history.
Well, France is showing solidarity with Ukraine with this compelling photograph, tweeting this image of the EU's 27 national flags with the flag of Ukraine standing before them. EU ministers are meeting this evening to adopt their own set of sanctions against Russia. Well, global stocks are taking a plunge and oil has now jumped to more than $100 a barrel. CNN's Matt Egan joins me now live. Matt, good to have you with us. So Russia's ruble hit an all-time low, oil's up, and of course the Dow is down. We did see a swift reaction in the markets.
Yeah, that's right, Linda. This conflict really sending shockwaves around the world. And people are going to feel the impact here. I mean, they're going to feel it at the gas station, at the grocery store, and in their retirement nest egg. Looking at the stock market, you see the Dow's down 400 points, about 1.2%. That is actually an improvement from where things were earlier. This is near the best levels of the day. The NASDAQ was flirting with its first bear market since early 2020. That would be a 20% decline from previous highs, but the NASDAQ is actually up 1% on the day. We saw Asian markets close sharply lower overnight. European markets also finished lower, but as you can see, U.S. markets are performing a bit better. In the oil market, we instantly saw within hours of this attack taking place, we saw Brent crude soar to $105 a barrel. It has since backed off some. It's actually now below $100 a barrel. U.S. crude also hit $100 a barrel for the first time since 2014, but it too has really paired its gains. I think there's some relief in the energy market and probably in the stock market too that this round of sanctions that have been announced by U.S. officials today is not directly targeting Russian oil companies. Now, there's also, we've seen ripple effects elsewhere too, because Russia is a major producer of metal. So we saw aluminum prices shoot up to record highs. We've also seen wheat prices go up to levels we haven't seen since 2012. That means we could see food inflation get worse. It's easy to see how this conflict could make the cost of living go even higher. But we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that Russia's also feeling pain here. The Russian stock market losing a third of its value today alone, the ruble falling to record lows, and we could see more of that financial turbulence for Russia continue, Linda, if we see more sanctions come down.
Yeah, as we heard from both the British and US President, they are trying to put the squeeze on Russia. Good to have you with us, Matt Egan. I want to go back now to my colleague Jake Tapper for more of our breaking news coverage of the invasion of Ukraine.